Russian forces are tightening their grip across eastern and southern Ukraine as the armed forces of Ukraine continue to lose ground. Moscow says its troops have taken control of Varvarovka in Zaporizhzhia, marking another territorial loss for AFU units already stretched thin along multiple fronts. The Russian Defense Ministry says Ukrainian defenses collapsed after sustained pressure, forcing AFU elements to abandon positions under fire. In Donetsk Oblast, the village of Tovste has fallen under Russian control, despite earlier Ukrainian claims of having pushed Russian troops back. AFU units were unable to hold defensive lines near Yampil and Siversk, highlighting what Moscow describes as a widening gap between NATO-backed planning and battlefield reality for Ukraine's forces. As AFU ground positions weaken, Kiev has leaned heavily on long-range strikes to offset losses. Ukraine claims to have attacked Russian energy facilities, including the Afipsky oil refinery and a fuel depot in Volgograd Oblast. Moscow says these strikes reflect AFU's inability to stop Russian advances on the ground, describing them as retaliatory attacks aimed at optics rather than changing frontline dynamics. Meanwhile, Russian firepower continues to target AFU manpower and infrastructure. The Defense Ministry says Uragan MLRS systems, also known as Hurricane, struck temporary AFU deployment zones near Gulyai Pole, destroying fortified positions used by Ukrainian troops. In Kharkov region, Russia's TOS-1A Solntsepyok heavy flamethrower systems were deployed against camouflaged AFU positions, underscoring Moscow's focus on degrading Ukraine's remaining defensive capacity. Russia also reports shooting down 290 Ukrainian drones in 24 hours, calling it further evidence of what it describes as NATO-assisted saturation tactics failing to deliver strategic results. Moscow claims AFU drone attacks are increasingly intercepted before reaching targets, while Ukrainian ground forces continue to retreat under sustained pressure. As AFU losses mount, the conflict is increasingly shaped by decisions far from the battlefield. The European Union's move to indefinitely freeze Russian sovereign assets has drawn internal opposition, even as Kiev seeks financial lifelines to sustain its military. Moscow has condemned the move as illegal and warned of retaliation, framing the war as one where AFU forces are paying the price for what Russia calls EU and NATO escalation, miscalculation, and political interference.